Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
And welcome to it. It's not just Friday, it's Good Friday.
Good Friday to you.
Which is really a great Friday. I don't know why it just wound up being Good Friday. Because it should be, pretty tremendous Friday. Miraculous Friday. Incredible Friday? I don't know, but it is Good Friday. Easter weekend is here. Speaking of which, I think we were just talking about the Pope because there's something going on at the Vatican right now.
Well, he's been sick.
Francis?
He's been sick. Yeah, he was in the hospital for a while, and they, he just got out a little while end of last week, so that he could do his Pope things. Yeah. Around Easter.
Well,
he's got a busy schedule.
I'll tell you this. Well, I think there needs to be an American Pope now. There's never been one. I think it's time. And so that opens up your candidacy.
I believe that for years.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I've already run. I lost to Benedict, and he's gone now. We lost him. So the white smoke needs to blow for me.
Right. Absolutely. Pope Jeffy. Would you use Jeffy, or would you choose another?
No, the name.
That's right, Fatimus. Is it Pope Fatimus?
Fatimus Obesius the First.
That's right.
Pope Fatimus Obesius the First.
That's correct. The American Pope.
I like it.
Look, Pat, look.
That's great.
Okay.
All right. So let me tell you about where you can find this show and have some fun. YouTube.com/Pat Gray. These are our social media locations. Rumble.com/Pat Gray Unleashed. Why are they different names? I don't know.
They're different companies.
Instagram.com/Pat Unleashed. Facebook.com/Pat Unleashed. And if you missed yesterday's Off the Record with me, it's available at blazetv.com, so you can check that out. And make sure you subscribe, because then you get access to Overtime, everybody's Overtimes. I think there's 12 of them or something by various hosts across this vast network that we call the Blaze. You get Glenn's Wednesday night TV shows, all of that stuff. It's just jam-packed full of fun. So do it. All right? Yesterday, the White House released a summary of the botched Afghanistan withdrawal, which I
did
thought,
they call it botched?
No, I don't believe they did, because it went perfectly.
Okay.
It went as well as you can ever do.
That's what I thought.
A withdrawal. That's what we heard from Biden. But apparently they now admit to some problems, because now they're blaming not themselves, but the Trump administration.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
My God.
The Biden administration is saying that the Trump administration emboldened the Taliban by engaging with peace talks without consulting our allies or something. I don't know.
Stop it.
They have twisted themselves.
I can't take it. I just can't take it. The buck stops with that guy who left office 3 years ago.
Not me.
That's where the buck stops. Not here. No, not with me. The buck stops with Donald Trump. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby went out and told the press that the word chaos isn't the way to describe the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. It looked nothing like that from his perch or vantage point or wherever he was at the time. Here's John Kirby.
And so for all this talk of chaos, I just didn't see it, not from my perch. At one point during the evacuation, there was an aircraft taking off full of people, Americans and Afghans alike, every 48 minutes. And not one single mission was missed. So I'm sorry, I just won't buy the whole argument of chaos.
Well, okay, chaos.
Don't you dare.
Let's see, 13 of our troops were killed. 13 killed. That's not chaos? People were hanging on to the planes, to the outside of the planes as they were taking off. That's not chaos?
No flights were missed.
People were trying to get in and out of the airport so that they wouldn't be murdered in their homes. That's not chaos. What a dumbass.
Oh, it's infuriating.
Oh, my gosh.
Yesterday.
That's just so stupid. Just so butt stupid. Here's a montage that'll take you back to August of 2021.
And so for all this talk of chaos, I just didn't see it. Not from my perch.
Chaotic evacuations now unfolding, evoking the fall of Saigon in 1975.
There's hysteria. You have Taliban fighters with whips, with guns. You have U.S. and U.K. soldiers who are not allowing people in. You have mixed messaging.
Yeah.
It is just an absolute mess.
Desperate Afghanis clinging to the hulls of U.S. military planes.
Yeah.
Some even appearing to fall to their deaths after one plane took off.
An emboldened and stronger Taliban that has greater access to weapons and technology that we supplied.
They had been going to the airport for 2 weeks, trying desperately to get out. They couldn't get past the Taliban.
Breaking news, and it's difficult. A number of U.S. service members were killed at the Kabul airport. A number of others are being treated for wounds.
Hundreds of Americans who wanted to leave, and thousands of lawful permanent residents of the United States and countless Afghan allies have been left behind.
But not chaos from his perch.
Not from my perch.
I'm sorry, where were you perched? Jeez. In a dungeon where you had access to nothing? Like no television, no radio, no newspapers, no internet. Where were you perched, Mr. Kirby? And Kirby wants you to rethink how you describe all of the military equipment that we left behind.
Oh, okay. All right.
Once you turn it over, it's just like what we're doing in Ukraine. We give Ukraine artillery ammunition, Stinger anti-air missiles, Javelin anti-tank. It's their stuff at that point, not the Americans. It's their stuff. That stuff belonged to the Afghans. And so this idea, this argument is just ludicrous, that we left millions of dollars of stuff in Afghanistan.
Billions.
We didn't. We turned it over, as the previous administration would have done too, because part of their thinking was they were going to have to turn this material over. It was turned over appropriately and carefully and deliberately with the Afghan National Security Defense Forces.
That's just a lie. That's just a flat out.
No one believes that.
Complete and total lie.
So throughout the war, the U.S. gave a total of $18.6 billion worth of equipment. They're saying that by the time we left there was at least over $7 billion worth that remained.
But it was theirs.
Because we used to, the figure was $80 billion, that we left $80 billion worth of equipment over there.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that? I don't know where they're getting the $7 billion figure.
But what did he say, though? He said, is that the clip where he, play that one more time, please? Because people online are pointing out, play this, please. They're
Once you turn it over,
hold on a second.
It's just like what we're doing in Ukraine. We give Ukraine artillery ammunition, Stinger anti-air missiles, Javelin anti-tank. It's their stuff at that point, not the Americans. It's their stuff. That stuff belonged to the Afghans. And so this idea, this argument is just ludicrous, that we left millions of dollars of stuff in Afghanistan.
Millions. Yeah, we didn't leave millions.
Right. We left billions.
Yeah. Correct. You got it. You got us there, John Kirby. Yeah, but you're right. That number
was $80 billion.
Yeah, I gotta look that up.
So I don't know where he's pulling these. Now it's just millions.
We saw photos of all the vehicles all rode up with billions of dollars.
Yeah,
worth of,
all the aircraft, all the vehicles, heavy armored vehicles. I mean, we left a crap load of stuff over there. And it wasn't just given to the Afghans. We left it there behind because we had to pull out so quickly.
This is
pathetic.
Great. This is great. Let's see. If I'm reading this right, this fact check thing says Republicans conflate the number. They say it was $85 billion worth of equipment. It was actually $82.9 billion.
Oh, okay. What an exaggeration.
A bunch of liars.
$83 billion worth. That's really something.
Well, look, Trump would have done that too, the previous administration.
Sure. Yeah.
They would have already done that.
Yeah.
They would have, which, by the way, they never say Trump. It's just the previous administration.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid you could say Trump.
Well, because you don't want people to know his name.
No, you don't.
Right?
Another thing that really ticks me off about this whole Afghanistan thing, they show the 13 soldiers who lost their lives, which is maddening in and of itself. But that reminds me of when they came home and our president, fearless leader Joseph Robinette Biden, is looking at his watch.
Yeah, we're going to get a clip that will infuriate you even more in that respect.
Peter Doocy challenged the narrative that Kirby was trying to spin.
Who's going to get fired?
Who's going to get fired? Good question.
Peter, the purpose of the document that we're putting out today is to sort of collate the chief reviews and findings of the agencies that did after-action reviews. It's not the purpose of it is not accountability. It's
Bingo.
The purpose of it is
military leaders.
Purpose of it is to study lesson learned.
You admit that the intel was bad. So how can President Biden ever trust when they come into the Oval Office with the PDB that anything in there is legit?
What I said was
that intelligence is a mosaic. What if the mosaic, all the pieces are incorrect?
What I said was intelligence is hard business, and they get it right a lot too. There were some pieces here that weren't accurate. And
there's some
we're
pieces
being nothing but honest with you and the American
accurate.
people about what those inaccuracies were.
Oh my
and how
gosh,
they shaped
what a
some
lie.
of the decision
Jeffy,
making
wait
that was
for the
laid
line
before
again.
the president and the questions that he asked. This
for it.
document and this effort
Here we go.
isn't about accountability today. It's about
Again, he says it.
understanding. And I would also add that as I said to Ed, the review process isn't over. This is the next muscle movement in what will be a long process to better understand and comprehend and adjust to what we learned and what we did in Afghanistan.
But it doesn't seem like after the country has had a couple months to review this, and as the government has, people don't have an issue with the decision to order troops out of Afghanistan.
Right.
It is with the way that this president ordered it done. There were children being killed. There were people hanging off of Air Force jets that were leaving, and you're saying that you guys are proud of the way that this mission was conducted?
Doesn't mean
of that?
Proud of the fact that we got more than 124,000 people safely out of Afghanistan? You bet. Proud of the fact that American troops were able to seize control of a defunct airport and get it operational in 48 hours? You bet. Proud of the fact that we now have about 100,000 Afghans, our former allies and partners, living in this country and working towards citizenship? You bet. Does that mean that everything went perfect in that
You ever seen him this agitated?
Of course not.
So defensive. So defensive. By the way, a quote he said twice there that sums up this administration perfectly.
No kidding.
It's not about accountability.
Well, nothing is for
Nothing.
them.
Yeah.
Nothing. They're not accountable for anything. Name one thing that they've accepted responsibility for. Name one thing. There's nothing. They haven't accepted responsibility or accountability for anything that's happened over the last 2.5 years. Not one thing.
Yeah.
Here's a Gold Star mother who lost her son at the airport in Afghanistan during the chaos, and she described the meeting with Joe Biden afterwards.
The meeting with Biden was, I don't even know if the dude is all there. When I was face to face with him, I made sure to make eye contact with him. I remember his wife, she went to shake my hand, and I didn't give her my hand. I just looked at her, and then I looked at Biden, and I told him, I don't actually want to talk to you. And he said, okay then. And he went to turn to walk away, and I said, but I'm going to out of respect for my son. My son is Lance Corporal Kareem McCooley. And as soon as I started, I told him, I was angry, so I was doing the mommy whisper. Because when you're that was coming out, and there was tears coming out because I was frustrated, angry, and I'm hurt that I don't have my son, and I'm looking at the man that I feel is responsible for my son's death. And as soon as I started saying, I'm never going to get to hug my son again. I'm never going to see him. I'm never going to hear his laugh.
Time to move
He
on.
interrupted me and started talking about his son.
Yep.
About his son.
I remember that.
And I remember looking at him and going, what are you doing? And then I said something along the line, this isn't about your son. This is about my son. And
Thank you.
I told him he had no business talking about his son. And then I started again talking about my son. And then he said, I just wanted to let you know how I feel. At that point, now I'm even more angry because he said he'd brought up his son because he just wanted to let me know how he feels. I probably sound like I didn't care that he'd lost a kid, and I didn't mean for it to sound that way. It's his son died of cancer.
Right.
So they had time to be there, spend time with him, tell him about. My son died because of the very man that I was talking to. And then he ended up turning his back on me to walk away. And that's when I yelled, hey, Biden. And he turned around. And I said, my son's blood is on your hands, right? And I said, all 13, their blood is on your hands. And he turned his back on me again and waved his hand behind his back and walked away. as if like the way he makes it seem is he looks at our boys as if they're disposable and replaceable.
Yeah, well, they are to him.
That's how I feel he looks at them.
So I know during the dignified transfer, there's a bit of a controversy because he
kept checking his watch.
So it was more than one time?
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, I think it was probably the 5th time or 3rd time I seen him do it. I had made the comment, what's he keep checking for? Is it nap time? He checked it again. I said, if he keeps checking his watch, I'm going to end up saying something.
No kidding.
Because I was feeling very disrespected. Our kids are being brought off this plane in metal boxes. We're excited that our kids are home, but it's a different type of excitement. It's just that finally we have our kids home, we can lay them to rest. Not the type of excitement, cool, we're going to get to hug our kid and tell him how much we miss him now. It was our kids were being brought home in metal boxes, and this man is looking at his watch like he has someplace better to be or something more important to do. And I just felt so disrespected. It was an unbelievable feeling.
Wow. That is just...
Holy cow.
Despicable.
Can you imagine?
Despicable. Wow. The checking his watch thing.
Oh, man.
I didn't realize it was 5 times.
I didn't. I don't know that I knew that either. I do know that a military veteran that lives in my house was very unhappy with our president. Well, he's more unhappy than most people, I would say. He does not like our president very much. But that right there, I mean, he wanted. They should just drag him out behind the building right now. I
remember her telling the story, at least in part, a couple of years ago when she was talking about the fact that he brought up his son,
right,
as she's talking about hers, and he didn't die in Iraq or Afghanistan.
Right,
he died in a hospital in the United States from cancer. So what does that even have to do with anything?
Because he conflates that with the burn pits, right?
He tries to.
He sure does.
I don't know. And he has no idea if Bo got cancer from burn pits in Iraq or Afghanistan or where that cancer came from. But he does try to conflate the two.
Joe Biden is just a disgusting human being. He's
despicable. He's absolutely despicable.
And can I revisit something here that just occurred to me? It's that they're now blaming Donald Trump and his administration for not providing a plan. And then it occurred to me, wait a minute, no, that's not what you said in August of 2021. In August of 2021, you said you were following, you were just going you
had to do the plan.
You were doing what Trump agreed to. Thank you, exactly. And then the Trump administration folks came out, and I think even a couple of I forget exactly who was saying this, but they were saying, that was not our plan. Our plan was to, if you'll recall, settle peace, hand it off to different tribes throughout the country as a slow withdrawal, as opposed to just everyone rush to the airport and get out in 5 days. This administration, it sucks so badly, you can't even quantify how much it sucks. And that poor mother, can you imagine being in that position and not being incarcerated afterward? Because if I were in that room, I don't know what I would do other than it wouldn't be pretty and I'd probably be on the news. You military parents, God bless you. And thank you to those of you who serve. I don't know how you do it.
No question. There's a new movie coming out that I think you're going to want to see. It's by the same people who made God's Not Dead and Unplanned. It's called Nefarious. This is based on a book by our own Steve Dace. It's kind of like C.S. Lewis's book, The Screwtape Letters. A psychiatrist is called into a prison to meet with a convicted killer who's about to be executed. The killer says that he's a demon named Nefarious, and the psychiatrist, who doesn't believe in God or demons, has to decide if the man's insane, just pretending to be insane, or what exactly is going on there. Keith saw it the other night. Loved it.
Oh, absolutely. Recommend it.
Nefarious. It opens nationwide April 14th, a week from today. Mark the date. Get your tickets now at whoisnefarious.com. That's whoisnefarious.com.
is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Jill Biden accepted a tulip named for her by the Netherlands.
So that it's named Jill, or is it named Jill Biden, or is it named Dr.
It's
Jill
named
Biden?
Jill Biden.
Okay.
Tulip. The Jill Biden tulip.
Wait, not the Dr. Joe Biden? tulip?
No, just Jill Biden.
Hold on, what do we got going on here? I don't know. Because you know how much she loves flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So then the doddering old fool picked her. Wait, what happened?
You
got to play the whole thing. What's happening? If you're going to play it, you got to play it.
Yeah, you got to play the whole
We're going to
thing.
see where she drops the flower.
Yeah, the continuation of the walk is awesome.
Get this beautiful dandelion that's already gone to seed.
Okay, here we go.
Give it
So watch this now. She turns her back so she can pull her mask down and blow. That's what I think's happening there. And she realizes.
No, she still has it in her hand.
I know,
she's got it. It's still.
I realized that, but she was only able to get half of it blown off. And
then, she's got it. And she dropped it.
There it goes.
Dropped it behind the Marine.
Plus, isn't a dandelion a weed?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's not a flower.
Yes. No, it is not a flower. It is, in fact, a weed that looks pretty for about 45 minutes.
Right.
Wow, that is a great moment.
So congratulations,
anyway,
she got a cool new flower named after her.
She did. It's a reddish orange with fringed petals flower.
Oh, do we have a picture of it?
The Jill Biden delivered a toast and said she was honored to participate in this wonderful tradition. In this happy time, let these tulips dazzling orange be a reminder of the many springs our nations have shared. Really? Have we shared a lot of springs with the Netherlands?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they helped us out in Revolutionary War.
The Netherlands?
Right? Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, I think they gave a lot of money.
Did they now?
Isn't it them?
They were wheeling and dealing with tulip bulbs, right?
Yeah.
Weren't they using tulip bulbs as
go with what
currency?
you got, baby?
Yeah, I think they did.
Wow. So great.
You sound like you're doubting.
Yeah, I don't remember the Dutch participation in the Revolutionary War.
In 1778, John Adams obtained sizable loans from Dutch bankers who continued supplying credit to the United States for years to come. They were the second country to formally recognize the United States, of course, after France.
Right. Okay. Well, that's great.
So quit besmirching
Plus,
the Dutch, okay?
I think we all know the Netherlands punches above their weight.
Absolutely. They do.
You need friends like that.
Yes,
Those
you
who
do.
punch above their weight are really handy to have around. So congratulations to Jill Biden and the Jill Biden tulip.
So 7 first ladies have had tulips named after them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Laura Bush was one.
Most recently, Laura accepted her tulip in 2004. Did Michelle?
I guess they skipped. I don't know why they're choosing, picking and choosing who gets it named
why
after.
did Michelle?
Racism? Is that just a racist move on the part of the Dutch? Maybe.
Michelle's got it. They couldn't have dissed Michelle, right?
I think the first one was Frances Folsom Cleveland, Grover Cleveland's young wife.
Love Frances.
But I could not find, to save my life, a list of the 7. So
Really?
We just know the 3.
Okay. So you know that Laura got it. We know Jill has one. And Grover Cleveland's wife.
I'm really pissed that Michelle didn't get one.
You're really
I'm
taking
upset.
that personally.
I am.
What's
I'm upset
going on
about
over
that.
there?
What are we doing?
It's kind of hard to
Michelle
believe.
Obama.
Yeah, it's hard to believe because everybody loves Michelle Obama, right? Except you haters, of course. There's you haters.
Well, we're just jealous of her arms.
Right, exactly.
And the fact that she's more of a man than us.
And why was there an ambulance at the White House yesterday? Now, Jeffy seems to think, there's always an ambulance at the White House.
A Daily Caller
I feel like
reporter,
there is always an ambulance at the White House.
Daily Caller reporter tweeted out a picture of the ambulance in front, and it made it sound like it was news. An ambulance has shown up at the White House. So there, Jeffy, it showed up.
Yeah. It wasn't just there.
It's a District of Columbia Fire and EMS unit. So there.
Okay.
Now,
and we don't know why it was there.
Now, do they keep an ambulance parked at your house, Jeff?
They should. Tell you that.
That's for sure. How many heart events have there been in addition to other events as well? Of course, I should talk lately.
Funny.
Also, yesterday, Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy met with the president of Taiwan in California, where he was asked this.
And also, just as a bottom line question, what is your message to China, who's threatening retaliation for doing this today?
Well, my first message to China, there's no need for retaliation. But the one thing I would say to China, too, at no time, I am the Speaker of the House.
Mm-hmm.
There's no place that China's going to tell me and where I can go or who I can speak to, whether you be foe or whether you be friend.
Nice.
I'm not the general manager of the Houston Rockets. The one thing I hope all countries see is that we're united in the same approach, together, on both sides. And we're going to speak with one voice when it comes to China or any others when we look at foreign policy.
All right.
That is fantastic. That's awesome. Fantastic. To anybody who doesn't know the reference, of course, the NBA panders to the Chinese relentlessly.
They make a lot of money.
And the general manager of the Houston Rockets actually said something against the Chinese at one point and then had to take it back because he got beat into submission by China. And so they don't want to lose that audience in China.
No, they have big money.
You got 1.4 billion potential basketball fans that they desperately want access to.
And they have it right
And
now.
they have it.
They've got billion-dollar deals, man.
They're selling all kinds of merchandise in China. That's a huge market for the NBA. And so they bend over backward to do what the Chinese want them to do.
Yeah, and Speaker McCarthy's like, China, you ain't got nothing on me. I mean, who do you think I am, Eric Swalwell? So he's bold. I like it.
Yep. Fantastic. I like what he's done so far.
I know.
I wasn't that excited about his speakership, but he's turned out to be pretty good.
And I think he's turned out to be pretty good because of concessions, agreements that he has made with people like Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene to secure the speakership.
Yes. I'm sure there's something to that. Also, school sports cannot categorically ban transgender athletes under a new Biden proposal. The Biden administration proposed a rule change yesterday that would forbid schools from enacting outright bans on transgender athletes from teams that are consistent with their gender identities.
So they're taking Title IX and trying to destroy it once and for all.
Which is incredible. I don't understand, again, how this happened. But happen it has. Weighing in on the highly charged debate about transgender athletes in school sports, the Biden administration's proposal would make categorically banning all transgender students from teams that are consistent with their gender identities a violation of Title IX. What?
Yeah. It's like it doesn't even exist.
That's unreal.
It's like it doesn't even exist if they get their way. And if you receive federal funding, which virtually every school does, if you have any connection there whatsoever, this would apply to you.
Title IX, of course, prohibits discrimination at educational institutions for women.
Yeah, I mean,
for women.
They want to have it both ways, right? I mean, it was just the other day. Jill is saying how important Title IX was. She's at the women's NCAA basketball tournament, and then now we have this, right? So it's just they want to have their cake and eat it too, which is
it's like they literally it's like they have the women there for their big event. And then they usher them out, and all right, that door is closed. All right, get the trans in here. Hey, we're gonna pander to you now. It's obscene.
It really is.
And our Supreme Court really refused to overturn
West Virginia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let the 12-year-old trans girl can compete in middle school sports.
Not good.
So this is a biological male?
Yeah.
Competing in women's sports.
Yes.
Girls' sports. Oh, good. So there you go.
Wouldn't even hear the case. Right?
Correct.
Like, are we waiting for another case to come before them? Because we're up to how many states now? There's 20 states now that have said, screw you, girls compete with girls, boys compete with boys, the end. So one of these cases is going to have to end up there at some point. Unfortunately, how many girls are going to get their dreams crushed in the meantime?
Yeah, it's inevitable. 888-900-3393, or Pack Ray Unleashed. Coming up. some tweets here. This from DeGare Bear. Idea. Give me dimensions on the door of frustration in the studio. Maybe if you start getting bids from out-of-towners, management will get it fixed.
It's on the list.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
No,
yeah,
I know it is.
I mean,
I talked to one of our do people, and they said it was on the list.
Jeffy,
it's on the list.
Jeffy, how tall are you?
Okay.
6'2".
How wide are you? I'm just getting measurements because I know that it's like a snug fit when you go through there. I'm trying to help out DeGare Bear.
It's not a snug fit at all.
I'm trying to write down the dimensions for DeGare Bear.
Well, we have to push you through it most of the time.
It's like that scene from Winnie the Pooh, you know, when he gets
he gets stuck in that
cave,
hole. Yeah,
rabbits.
Uh-huh. From conservatarians. In almost all facets of life, our relationships with governments has become a serious case of us versus them.
Yeah.
Just giblets, a weed is anything that grows where you don't want it to. And from Gary D., that's not an ambulance parked in front of the White House. That's an ice cream truck. Oh. All right. That explains it.
I'm a fan of that even more now.
Yeah. Are you a fan of this?
Although I'll keep my social distance.
That's Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. John Bon Jovi. There's no substitute for love. Okay, that's interesting. Till we find a vaccination, there's no substitute for love. But now that there is a vaccination, there is a substitute for love, and it's the vaccine.
Yeah.
So the vaccine is what we have now in place of love.
That's why there's so much hatred in the world right now.
That's why.
It's been replaced.
It's got to be.
Exactly right. So love yourself, love your family,
love your neighbor
and your friends. Anytime you love a stranger, she's a friend you ain't made yet.
Which is a weird lyric in itself.
Very.
Anytime you love a stranger, it's just a
friend you ain't met yet.
Shouldn't it be anytime you see a stranger, it's just a friend you...
Or meet a stranger. Well, because
then
that wouldn't work
but
either.
If
yes, if you see a stranger, that's just a friend you ain't met yet.
This is garbage from start to finish, but...
And the vocal performance is
sure enough, though,
terrific.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before Foreigner and John Bon Jovi. Does it say what year that Bon Jovi was inducted?
2018.
I thought it was fairly recently. Yeah, so 5 years ago.
Garbage.
Incredible. All right.
Still gets to hang that banner on his wall, though.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Hold on. Somebody recently, there was a slideshow going around where you just click through, and it was just like the most pathetic banners that you hang, that teams have hung in their arenas. Like, I think the Tampa Bay Rays, I can't remember, but some MLB team hung like 2019 MLB wild card team or something.
That was just this year, I think.
Was that?
Yeah, because they took the heat for that. Yeah, they were made fun of.
Wild card contestant or something. It was like
the runner-up banner.
And then somebody, I forgot who it was, said Western Conference regular season champion. No, you don't get that. Like they were the number 1 seed in the NBA or something, and so they put a banner up. But that's kind of what the Rock Hall is now. When you hang up, if you hang up a banner system in the Rock Hall, it's okay, everybody's got one of those. We got it.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone doesn't have one of those.
Yeah, Foreigner doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
So there you go. Neither does Boston. We asked, what was the guy's name that we talked to a few weeks ago at the Rock Hall of Fame?
No.
He's the guy.
The guy.
He's the
guy.
He was a nice guy, too.
He was
really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really nice.
But he was a politician.
you know the thing.
Yes, the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Oh, his name, of course. It's a March 17th show if you'd like to go back and listen to it. But it was...
we held his feet to the fire.
Yes, we did.
Look, if that didn't do it for Tommy James and for Foreigner, then it's never going to happen.
Nothing will. Yeah.
Jason Hanley, good guy.
Jason, yeah, good guy. And he mentioned he might bring it up in the hallways.
I know. Let's bring it up. Let's go.
Bring it up.
So you never know.
So that would be great.
You know what, before we let him go that day, we should have said, all right, now your assignment is to stand by the water cooler.
Yeah. And just say,
until voting members come by.
Hey, what do you think of Foreigner maybe being nominated this year? Hey, what about Tommy James and the Shondells?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
Let's get him back on. Call him up. Get him on right now.
You call him.
All right.
Yesterday we were discussing RuPaul. And apparently RuPaul has no problem with drag shows and kids attending them. Pat had WVZ Fuzz.
Was Fuzz.
Was Fuzz? Okay. Sent us this from a couple of weeks back where RuPaul said, drag queens are the Marines of the queer movement.
Get out my face.
Okay. All
That,
right.
okay, now that, okay. Do you recall Kellen Winslow Jr., right, who said, I'm a soldier? Remember that? He played for the Buccaneers at the time, and he said, I'm a soldier out there, you know? And he got so much heat for that. So much came to, don't you dare compare yourself to the military. But RuPaul can call drag show artists Marines, and that's totally fine.
Right.
It's infuriating.
Drag star argued that politicians were attempting to distract Americans away from the real issues in public life. A classic distraction technique, distracting us away from the real issues that they were voted into office to focus on: jobs, health care, keeping our children safe from harm at their own school. And how about safe from harm from all the sexualization of the drag queens?
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. He didn't say that, however.
No, that was...
That part did not happen. So...
man, so... This trans stuff is out of control, especially with these large sponsorships to this Dylan Mulvaney. I do like Matt Walsh's plan is that if you want to boycott these companies, the movement, the conservative movement, you know, the right-thinking Americans are going to have to pick one battle at a time. You can't just say boycott all the companies that tread on us and, you know, going after our kids through sponsorships and stuff like that. You're going to have to, if it's Bud Light this time because of, you know, Dylan Mulvaney, fine. You focus on that. Then you maybe go to Nike and you just have to focus your efforts one at a time. I think that's probably wise.
Well, my lifelong boycott of Bud Light continues.
So you're ahead of the curve.
So, yeah, I'm definitely boycotting
You've
Bud
done
Light.
that quietly, though.
Yeah, it has been quiet. I'm going to be vocal about it now.
Okay.
I am boycotting Bud Light right now.
Yeah, and there's a lot of anecdotal evidence out there that this Bud Light thing, this boycott, is actually going to have an impact. You don't think so?
I disagree with that.
Okay, so like I said, I've heard several different people mention this, but then I've got this one here that says, somebody tweeted out, we just refused our Bud Light orders for my liquor store. We're pulling it from our shelves. We are not the only ones, according to our reps. They said it's bad.
Well, Bud Light doesn't care, though. I mean, they've already doubled down on it, and they would rather have this guy not sell Bud Light at his liquor store than have the trans movement start banging on their Bud Light trucks on the streets.
More afraid of them.
When they're being delivered.
More afraid of them. But see, if they had never dipped their toe into the sponsorship waters, then
That
they
wouldn't
could
be an
have
issue.
they could have just flown under the radar and no one even thought a thing. So
Right.
now you're right. No, to quote Jeff Fisher, once you're in it, you're in it, and now they're in it, one way or the other.
Here's a fun video showing what happens when you throw your trash and recyclables away at one particular establishment.
Okay. Oh, look, there's the trash side and there's the... Wait. You see what's happening?
Yeah, it's the
They're
same.
going to the same...
It's the same
thing.
area. There's no divider between the two.
That's
brother.
fun. I mean,
That place.
you're-
I hope that place is being reported.
I do too.
Yeah, but see, you're saving
Just
the earth.
look at that.
You're saving the earth. So if you drop it on the left, you're actually helping the earth. So
Would you stick your hand into the trash
well,
like
you got to
that?
make a point.
No, thank you.
No?
No,
I
thank you.
feel like the answer to that is no.
Me too.
Wait,
No.
you? I can see
No.
Pat not putting his hand in there.
No, if
Like, you're hesitating?
if I saw someone set like a half a sandwich, an uneaten sandwich in there, I might reach in.
Okay.
Brenda Mallory, the chair of Biden's Council on Environmental Quality,
love her,
explains the climate and economic justice screening tool, which they use as a basis to determine which communities receive certain federal funds.
Oh, redistribution
So this-
of wealth.
This is great.
The climate and economic justice screening tool is going to be the base for us identifying what those communities are. And that is basically a mapping tool that was created based on areas using factors that show the disadvantage that occurs. Places where there's high flooding, places where there are health impacts, places where there are air impacts, places where they're subject to legacy pollution. So those are all combined together to create a map. And that map is a basis for us as we are looking at funding that is needed or opportunities to see whether we're in that.
So wealth redistribution. Although legacy pollution would be a cool band name, I think.
I like that.
Just these.
What is legacy pollution?
What was her title again?
Probably from, you guess, from areas that have been heavy industry over the years.
Okay.
Whether they're still open or not, they've been polluted forever because of that.
All right.
Prior to our caring for the land,
Racist.
air.
She is the chair of the Council on Environmental Quality.
Oh, so a DEI position. Cool.
Yes.
It's completely made up.
Yes.
Just a way to legacy pollution. I'm just trying to get a definition here, but I think you're probably.
I've never heard the term legacy pollution before. Have you?
No, I have not.
That's a new one on me.
See. Legacy pollution, there's persistent materials in the environment that were created through a polluting industry or process that have polluting effects, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Just another term to justify taking your tax dollars and moving them around to places.
Okay. Would Cleveland qualify? Because they've had a river that burst into flame. That would be a legacy pollution area.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything in Michigan, around Detroit,
Houston,
Flint.
Houston. What's wrong with Houston?
I thought of you.
Nothing.
I thought. Did you see the Connecticut governor? And I don't remember his name. I apologize. But the Connecticut governor went to Houston for the championship game.
Yeah.
And he came back to Connecticut. And he was talking on a morning radio show in Connecticut. This past week, coming back from Houston, he called it was butt ugly. And he didn't like Houston at all.
Has he been to Bridgeport? Has he been to Bridgeport, Connecticut?
Boy,
he said he was walking
Connecticut.
around downtown Houston, which is butt ugly, by the way.
When I got the job with Glenn and I was looking for a place to live, I was looking for I was just going to rent a place briefly until the family got there. And I went to Bridgeport. And I walked around that town before I met the landlord guy. And I'm looking around, and it is a hollow. This was in 2009. And then it was just this ghost town. You could see that it used to be a thriving place, and it was just a hollowed out shell of a town. I can't imagine what it's like today. It was gross. It was sad. It was depressing.
Right.
Ned Lamont, man.
And you moved in.
Then I moved into Perth Amboy, New Jersey. So I hit a home run. Oh, boy, no.
No place more beautiful than New Jersey.
Oh, no. Perth Amboy was a sad place, too.
Amboy, isn't that where Bruce Springsteen is from?
I feel like that's, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think there's two different towns. Let's see.
The Amboy Dukes or whatever. Wasn't that his beginning band or something?
Somebody's.
He was in Long Branch, so.
Oh.
No, that's Amboy.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Amboy.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Right. Also, Dr. Fauci has become a consultant of Biotecnopolo, a hub in Siena, Italy.
Okay. So it's a lab. He's going to be a consultant for a lab. This always ends out well.
That's great.
You know the future headline, right? It's new pandemic traced to a lab in Siena, Italy.
Yeah. He has agreed to act in an informal capacity as a strategic advisor to Rino RuPaul, scientific director of Biotecnopolo Biotech Hub in Siena, an institution founded by the Ministries of the University of Health, Economy, and Industry, with the aim of focusing on applied research in biotechnologies and life sciences. This sounds fantastic.
It sure does.
Doesn't sound dangerous at all to have him involved, huh?
Not at all. The availability of the 82-year-old Fauci, one of the leading global experts in the field of infectious diseases, and medical advisor to 7 presidents of the United States, was welcomed by Nobel Prize winner Giorgio Parisi, a member of the foundation's board. Fauci's willingness to act as an informal advisor, Parisi said, is a fundamental step towards making Biotechnopolo, the Italian hub. What a awkward name for a biotech research place. But they're excited to have him. They can't wait to start that gain-of-function research.
So's the world.
They can't wait to start spreading disease around Italy and thus the rest of the world.
Has he
really
predicted
soon.
the next pandemic within a year, or was that Bill Gates?
That was Bill Gates.
Maybe it was both.
Probably Fauci, too. Fauci has decades-long relations with Italian scientists. These ties, underscored Parisi, show how highly the value and rigor of Italian sciences are recognized. They're the most concrete stimulus to beginning, as soon as possible, the activity of a center that can represent global recognition of the excellence of Italian science.
Okay, so
very exciting for them.
I just want to warn you before you throw it to this video. You're not going to like it. You're going to exclaim "ick" multiple times.
Oh, this is where he's. Oh, jeez.
This is making the rounds.
This is where he's picking his nose.
Yes.
And
you have to believe that maybe he's
having breakfast,
taking something out of his nose.
Let's see. Come on, let's play.
All right, let's see it.
Oh gosh, no.
Here's an email chain from April of 2020.
Oh my!
Can you turn to the second to last page?
Oh, it's a deposition. Isn't that gross?
Oh. And by the way, Dr. Fauci, could you stop picking your nose and eating it? We'd appreciate that if you wouldn't eat your boogers after you.
The dude ate a booger.
Yeah, that was gross. That was nasty.
Okay, so Jeffy's not on board.
Let's see it one more time.
I mean,
okay.
If you're having breakfast, look away from the screen for a second. Okay, big change. And now he put it right in his mouth. And you don't agree? With what part?
I don't know that he actually grabbed a. I don't know that he actually grabbed a book.
I feel like John Madden needs to circle his nose.
I would love that. I would love
and then
that.
boom, and then look, he slips it in,
and then he slips it in right there, and then boom.
He found a hole.
Page.
What a gross human being.
That's awesome.
Oh man, that's just nasty. And that's the guy that they're so proud to have in Italy. Yeah, I hope he spends a lot of time over there.
Any place is proud to have Anthony.
No, man, no kidding. Because what a statesman.
We're fortunate enough
American.
just to have a candle, and we're happy to.
Oh yeah.
We're happy to be a part of his life.
St. Fauci of what was it?
Disease.
Yes. All right, more coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
Few tweets here to start out. Call it like I see it tweets. You know what else keeps kids safe at school? Girls not having to compete against dudes in sports. From Kamal Apologist, the vaccine is indeed a substitute for love, guys. It used to be our crushes that caused our hearts to beat out of our chests.
Oh, no.
Now it's just the vax.
Let's see what he did there.
See what they did? Yeah. Cincy Girl 45. So we went from hashtag love wins to hashtag vaccines win. Microaggressor. What in the Sam Hill is legacy pollution, and what are its pronouns? Good questions. Chitty Chitty Fang Fang. Marines of the queer movement. That's the drag queens, according to RuPaul. My USMC risked his life so these individuals could freely be themselves. How dare RuPaul compare men who play dress up to men who defend freedom?
Yep.
Such a great point.
That's where we are in this country, where 20 years ago, we went off on a football player who dared to call himself a soldier to we don't even care that someone is comparing a drag show artist to a U.S. Marine. Screw you. And nobody cares, and that's where we are in our society.
Pathetic. Let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. Trying to sell your home is a real challenge, especially in this environment, in this market. It's up and down. It's all over the place. I mean, you got to worry about the new percentage rates on your loan. I mean, what you got to worry about whether or not you should do a bunch of repairs to your house before you try to sell it, or do you just try to sell it as is? That's where your real estate agent comes in. These are people who are with buyers all the time, and they can help you through this process. Real Estate Agents I Trust. This is Glenn's company, and so they vetted these agents really carefully to get, 1,500 or so across the country. Just the best in every market. If they couldn't find somebody really good in any given city, we skipped it. So these are just the cream of the crop, the best agents there are. Real Estate Agents I Trust. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. This is interesting, unexpected. Bill Clinton actually admitting to a terrible mistake. Actually taking the blame for what's going on in Ukraine with Russia right now.
I thought you were going to talk about his marriage to Hillary.
No. He hasn't admitted that quite yet, but we all know that's probably his biggest mistake, at least in his personal life. Bill Clinton has confessed that he made a terrible mistake in forcing Ukraine to give up its nuclear weapons in 1994. The disgraced former president, who's... Is he disgraced?
I love that. Who wrote this article?
No kidding.
Daily Mail.
Daily Mail.
Disgraced former president whose term in office was marred by a sex scandal with a White House intern.
That's not disgraceful.
No American news agency would ever write that.
No.
But he demanded Kiev surrender its atomic arms in a deal with Moscow. But in a rare show of humility, that's for sure, Clinton admitted Russia's illegal invasion would never have happened if the Ukrainians had been allowed to keep their nuclear armaments.
Wow.
And it'd be a deterrent. He said, I feel terrible about it because Ukraine is a very important country, and I feel a personal stake because I got them to agree to give up their nuclear weapons. That's incredible, really, isn't it? I mean, you got Biden who can't even accept responsibility for the withdrawal in Afghanistan.
Right.
And sending Ukraine over $200 billion in weapons and cash. And he has gotten us into unbelievable messes, won't admit to any of it. And now, years after his presidency, Clinton fesses up to this? That's really strange, isn't it?
There's got to be a reason.
You're right. This guy, Slick Willie.
Why is he?
Yeah, why? What is up with that?
I don't know. I mean, what good could come of it for him?
I don't know, but we're all missing
I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's his way of taking some blame so they can't say it wouldn't have happened with Trump. I honestly don't know.
He said none of them believe that Russia would have pulled this stunt if Ukraine still had their weapons. Now he's 76 years old now. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, once again, independent Ukraine possessed the third largest atomic arsenal in the world, with some 1,900 nuclear warheads. The international agreement to give them up was struck in January 1994 with then Russian leader Boris Yeltsin. The deal also included commitments from the Kremlin to respect Ukrainian independence, which obviously they've not done recently. Those pledges were first ignored by Putin when he seized Crimea in 2014. Jeez.
So, okay, is this a case of Jeffy has the theory that once you get to a certain age, you're like, whatever?
Yes. You know what? It's funny.
So,
I was just thinking about that.
Is it that? And then what else can we expect from him?
I know, because sometime between the ages of about 75-ish to 90, when they're still lucid, you got to get a hold of these people because they don't care anymore. And the interviews that they give are awesome because they just lay it out there. I don't care. Yeah. I hated that bastard. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Every time these guys, these stars, these politicians, whatever, when they get interviewed it's usually around 80. And they start, I got to get this out.
But and I agree, that's probably where he's going here. But he just made Mr. Hippie Boy, Bill Clinton, just made the case for nuclear arms being a deterrent for an invasion of another power, which his party has spent decades saying we need to disarm and not have nuclear weapons, and we're just escalating. He just admitted that if Ukraine had been allowed to keep their nukes, Russia wouldn't be in there today. He made that case. A Democrat president.
Yes, he did. I'll bet the Biden administration is not happy with him right now. They can't be. That's interesting. Well, really interesting.
There's no way they can be happy with him. Not from my perch. I'll tell you that. I'm not happy with him. That pisses me off, that John Kirby.
How defensive was he? Normally he's mild-mannered and calm, and even though we disagree with him, he just kind of keeps an even keel. But oh my gosh, he was forced to defend the withdrawal the way it went down in Afghanistan, and he was not happy yesterday.
Well, because they can't be challenged on anything because they have no defense for it.
And Peter, to Pete's defense, was on him.
Yeah, he was.
I love that.
Yes, he was. Yeah. Are you really happy about this? You're really proud of it?
Are you kidding me?
Proud we got 120,000 people out? Yeah. What about the 10 or 15,000 you left behind? How about that? How about those people? You proud of that? No. How about all the people who were murdered by the Taliban because you didn't get them out? Nah, whatever. We're not going to talk about that.
Intelligence is hard work, Peter. It's not easy. Oh,
brilliant. Yeah, thanks for that quote.
What was this? Hold on. What was this?
All the stuff you got.
Here's the quote.
Wrong.
He said this twice to make sure you caught it. John Kirby from the White House said it's not about accountability in describing the withdrawal from Afghanistan report.
Who's going to get fired?
The report,
Nothing is about accountability for them. Nothing.
Nope.
They're not accountable for anything. Yesterday, the Elon Musk-led Twitter changed the description of NPR. I love this. To state-affiliated media.
Yeah.
Oh, that did not make NPR happy.
No, they are not happy about that at all.
The CEO of NPR, National Public Radio, said this as he wrote a statement, put a statement out on the Twitter label to his people. This is from John Lansing. He says, we were disturbed to see last night that Twitter has labeled NPR as state-affiliated media, which is exactly what they are, by the way. They are state-affiliated.
Absolutely.
A description that, per Twitter's own guidelines, does not apply to NPR. NPR and our member stations are supported by millions of listeners who depend on us for the independent, fact-based journalism we provide.
And this guy's a liar.
Yeah. NPR stands for freedom of speech and holding the powerful accountable. It is unacceptable for Twitter to label us this way. A vigorous, vibrant, free press is essential to the health of our democracy. How much does Twitter receive from the NPR? How much does NPR receive from the U.S. government every year?
They claim very little.
Very little,
I think seriously. I feel like they claim it's only like 1% or something like that.
What?
That's what I'm pretty sure. That's what they were.
They can't claim that.
They say it's less than 1% of the.
They say it's less than 1%.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
Newsweek says it's 4%. Let's see. But let's not play percentages. Let's look at.
What is the amount?
Let me see. I don't know when this article is from 2011. Okay.
Oh, that's a while ago.
Money was money back then. That's when money was money.
Yeah, that's right.
A buck was a buck.
Well, it wasn't, but it was more of a buck than it is now.
I hear that all the time. well, that's when money was. That's when a dollar was a dollar, and I'm like, well, not 2011 though.
No.
But
Now,
that's when
Cato
$1 was
Institute-
like a dollar is still a dollar. I don't know if you
Cato
know that.
says 15%.
15. Okay.
So now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to tack on a little bit.
Yeah.
And I bet if we look at what they give to the affiliates, right? So the government gives the main NPR 1 to 4%, or maybe 15, as they said there. But what they give to the affiliates, you know what I mean? The separate
maybe.
NPR stations.
That could be the straw they're splitting.
Yeah.
I don't know. The hair they're splitting. All this talk of election interference that we've had, and Wokeness tweeted out how ABC covers Joe Biden, how it covered the Donald Trump speech last week.
A lot of people picked up on this. Watch this.
Check this out, because this is very, very interesting. They blurred out the
text a number to
the number to text Donald Trump and to get donations. So they blur it out.
He's an official presidential candidate right now.
Yeah. And Joe Biden, did they blur that out? No. They did not.
Pretty much election interference.
That's exactly what that is. That's egregious.
I mean, don't they have to make they have to consider that an in-kind donation, I think, to the Biden administration.
That's interesting. Yeah, because you're supposed to treat candidates equally, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely you are.
Wow.
All right. 888-900-3393. Let me tell you about Pure Health. You got to start taking care of your liver right now. This is something maybe you don't think of a lot. You don't think about your liver, like
really
ever, right? But the latest data from the American Heart Association indicates that adults with fatty liver were 3.5 more times likely to have heart failure than those without.
You're telling me.
I'm telling you, especially you, Jeff, because you got fatty liver, fatty kidneys, fatty heart, fatty bladder,
fatty fill in the blank,
fatty, pretty much fatty everything.
Yeah.
Right. And so you should definitely pay attention to this.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. The American Liver Foundation says that 100 million Americans have fatty liver. That's like a third of us.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Which means a lot of people are at risk. We throw everything at our livers. Cholesterol, alcohol, toxins, Tylenol, statins, cigarettes. You still throw some of those things at it, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. That's why a lot of us have sluggish, fatty liver that makes us gain weight and lose energy. For decades now, your liver helped you with over 500 key functions every day. So it's time you help out your liver. There is a solution. It's called Liver Health Formula. It's an all-natural supplement which contains 12 clinically proven botanicals that help recharge and protect your liver. Manufactured right here in the USA and approved by American doctors. You can try Liver Health Formula and receive a free bottle of nano-powered omega-3 to help your heart be healthy. Try Liver Health Formula by going to getliverhelp.com/Pat. Getliverhelp.com/Pat. Claim your free bonus gift. That's getliverhelp.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Lynn tweets, "Bless you, men, for a happy Easter and blessed Passover. Patheads, have a wonderful Sunday."
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
exactly. Thank you. And happy Easter to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Great time of year.
I know. I got to get my Easter bunny, my chocolate Easter bunny out.
Yeah, that's the important part.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the important
Do you
part.
go
Thank
the
you for
day
that.
after Easter and just clear the shelves at the drugstore of all the candy and take it up to the front for your 75% off discount?
Yes. And
you gotta eat. Am I right?
No better time.
Course. From Linda Rose. So I guess Fauci never heard the expression pick and flick.
Oh, gosh, this guy.
Now when I see a kid picking his or her nose, I'm going to tell them, don't do it, Fauci.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's.
If you missed it, you didn't miss anything appetizing, that's for sure. Fauci apparently picked his nose and ate it. So And then he gets his fabulous invite from the Italians to do another fabulous lab experiment on the planet.
Unsuspecting people of Italy. There. Oh, gosh, there it is. Oh, God.
From Guillermo. Guys, the correct amount for NPR to receive from federal government to not be state media is 0.
Yeah.
0%. True. And yet, it's at least 15%, I'll bet you.
So it gets 38% of its revenue from individual contributions, 19% from corporate sponsorship and licensing.
Okay.
All right.
10% from foundation donations, 10% from university licensing and donations. What is so 8% from the Corporation of Public Broadcasting?
Well, wait a minute. University licensing,
Yeah,
that's a government fee, right? That they're getting from the U.S. government, I'll bet.
This says
Licensing.
4% from the government.
Huh.
That's direct.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's
It's
direct.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, they're finagling that
It's
somehow.
taking a different route. I guess. Yeah, because like I said, the Cato Institute says it's more like 15.
15?
Yeah.
No, it sounds at least. It's got to be at least that amount.
But when you buy a tote bag, you're doing your part to make sure that we can continue to bring you quality
if you order
programming.
these CDs today, we're going to throw in this tote bag, 8 more CDs, and a pair of shoes.
Hey, caller, who's your favorite PBS personality? Is it Big Bird? Well, if you don't want Big Bird to
I've
go
seen
away.
some good docs out there, though.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some good docs.
Some good docs?
Yeah, the documentaries.
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah.
What's your favorite one?
Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh.
Really?
It was awesome.
Oh, cool. This
it
is
was
a
awesome.
chance
That
for
guy
Pat.
was amazing.
Pat?
Sammy Davis Jr.
Time to break out the Sammy Davis Jr. impersonation. You don't get many opportunities.
That guy was awesome. That's true. You don't. You
Yeah,
just
man.
Come on.
Let's go, monkey.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go, monkey.
I'm not a trained monkey. I'm not your trained monkey, at least.
But you are.
But I'm really not. And I mean that, babe. I'm not your trained monkey, and I mean that, man.
There you go. Be another
I love Sammy Davis Jr.
Be another
man.
6 years before you get an opening like that
And
for
I
Sammy
mean
Davis Jr.
that, babe.
That guy was awesome, though.
He was awesome.
He was awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome. Lost an eye somehow, right?
Yeah, it was in an accident.
Oh, okay.
Lost his eye, and then he battled back from that. But I mean, he started performing when he was a little kid. Didn't even go through any kind of formal education at all. He said for years that was his biggest regret, not having a formal education. Because I mean, he was on the road.
And that was a PBS documentary?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, it was a documentary on him. Yeah, I feel like I was asked to donate after I watched it. So
It's Sammy, man. And I mean that, babe.
He died in 1990.
Wow. Long time ago.
Yeah.
Of course, those guys were pretty old because they were, big in the 50s and 60s?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Rat Pack hanging out in Vegas back in the day when Vegas was still
I know,
Vegas.
when Vegas was Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Men were men.
That's right.
Women were women.
And that's not necessarily the case
That's
anymore.
not the case anymore.
It's really not.
Women are women. That's a wild card now.
Uh-huh. Sure is. All right. We got to play this this woman who, I don't know, these people who get, I mean, voting for Trump is one thing. Liking Trump is one thing. There are people who take it to a whole different level.
Yeah, it's
though.
like MAGA plus.
Yeah. I mean, there are people who are just, it's almost cult-like.
Yes, it is. It does seem that way.
It does. And here's one of them. Anna Perez says she'd be willing to take a bullet for Trump because President Trump would take a bullet for her.
Okay.
Huh. All right.
Something that really kind of inspired me before I did this show was hearing what Ryan said in the episode that he did today. Right before this, he said, I would take a bullet for President Trump. And when he said that, at first I was a little taken aback. I was like, all right, Ryan, that's a little much. But then I thought about it for a split second, and then I realized, no, it's not.
It wasn't. No.
You know
right.
why?
Why?
Because President Trump would take a bullet for me.
Pause it for a
President
second.
Trump is...
No. President Trump would not take a bullet for you.
Now, maybe some...
He would absolutely not take a bullet for you.
I have today I've had a lot of feelings on the show.
You have.
I have a lot of feelings. Today's a feeling Friday for me. And I feel like that even Trump's security wouldn't take a bullet for her.
No.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But there's more.
Mm-hmm.
President Trump would take a bullet for me. President Trump is taking a bullet for me. President Trump is prepared to take a bullet for all of us.
Okay.
What he's doing is actually Christ-like, and I never thought that before until today. I actually used to make fun of people who would say that because I thought, okay, that's not made fun of them, but I would be like, all right, that's a little extreme, but he's literally going to prison for us.
No! What?
Happy Good Friday to you.
Happy Good Friday to you.
Okay.
We got the Trump Jesus analogy.
He is not taking upon himself our crimes. This is something that he supposedly did that he may go to jail for. That's not doing it for us. What are you talking about? That's just bizarre.
This is the kind of stuff that turns people away from Donald Trump. It doesn't help
This
Donald
is where
Trump.
you say, good God, what is the matter with you?
Yeah, if there's an undecided voter out there that's like, you know what, maybe I'll consider Trump. They see that, oh, wait, I'm going to be in that camp with her?
Yeah. I don't want to be in that cult. No, thank you. I mean, Donald Trump did great things as president.
Yes.
First 3 years.
First to admit that, he did a much better job than I thought he was going to do.
Yes.
And he did some things that were awesome that no other American president has ever done. And a lot of American presidents said they were going to do and then didn't, like moving the embassy, the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
That was a bold move that
Yes,
took
it was.
guts.
Yep.
And he just did it.
Yep.
And so
the judges are his
the
legacy.
judges,
You can
fantastic.
never take away his legacy of filling those federal judicial posts that have helped us in so many ways.
But I mean, wow. To compare him to the Savior, that's like sacrilege. Stop it. You should get a grip on yourself. Okay? I mean, you can vote for him, you can like him, you can love him, but let's keep it in perspective, shall we?
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So Donald Trump's going to jail for us. I think it's more accurate to say about 900 people went to jail for him.
Yeah, he didn't.
Right? I mean,
there was no bullet taken from him for them.
No, I mean, bizarre. Just a little perspective. That's all I seek. Just a tad, a little bit. I mean, it's an American politician. He's not a religious figure, but.
I mean, at one time we did find out that he had a room full of Bibles.
We did find out.
No,
yes, it was a big, beautiful room full of Bibles, if I remember correctly.
It was a big,
right?
beautiful room.
Yeah, it was nice.
I love that clip
I
so
do too.
much.
I bet I don't have that anymore.
I was so good.
The Trump Bible.
I don't know if you can. I mean, we can try to find it.
Yeah,
we can try to find it, but it was so good.
Yes, it was. It's a big, beautiful room.
People send me a lot of Bibles. You know, we were here in Manhattan. It's beautiful. He's being interviewed at Trump Plaza. Awesome.
And the guy asked him if he ever went to church. Remember that? Do you go to church? And I don't remember.
Well, there was a couple different interviews, right? There was the Bible interview, and that might have been the same one because that was
the
at
same
Trump
one.
Tower.
Yeah.
And then he did they had the interview on the stage where he talked about not being not so religious, but still like he used to go to church. Or it was a weird answer.
Yeah,
it was a weird.
It was an
answer.
interesting answer.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Interesting.
I think he went when he could, or when he felt it, or once in a while.
Yeah, that was the other one.
I don't know what exactly it was, but he was not an every week churchgoer by any stretch of the imagination.
That doesn't matter,
right?
Pat.
Of course, that's right. So apparently we have two brand new black holes. Well, they're not brand new. It's just new to us because we just found them.
Yeah.
The closest black holes ever to Earth. And they're like nothing that's ever been seen before. Now, they're just right in our backyard.
Oh, no, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah,
well,
it is
terrifying. They're the closest
They
ones.
suck us right into it. Yeah, one of them, Gaia BH1, is just 1,560 light years away from Earth.
I mean, that's like right there.
That's right there. If you're traveling at the speed of light, it would only take you 1,560 years to get there.
Nothing.
I mean, that is like, that's almost in our front yard.
Wait, how do you spell Gaia? I'm curious on this.
Gaia.
So is this named after the goddess of Earth or whatever?
I'm sure it is,
That's gross.
Sure it is.
Ugh.
Now, Gaia BH2 is 3,800 light years away in the constellation of Centaurus.
Again, how long would it take you to get there, Jeffy, to that one?
Lickety-split, you're there.
Lickety-split, Yep. Like if you're traveling at the speed of light, it would only take you 3,800 years.
No problem.
I mean, that's amazing they can even find this stuff.
I know. So far away. It's so cool, apparently, because they didn't realize that stars could orbit them from such a wide orbit.
Yeah, that was the deal with
Takes
this right
3
there.
years to circle it or something.
That was what they were surprised about with these black holes, is that they actually had stars that were
orbiting
the black hole itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many jokes. Just go ahead and write them. Write them yourself. All right, I'm not going to write.
So that's interesting. So scientists are admitting that they don't know everything and haven't discovered everything.
Right?
Huh.
Well, okay.
Isn't that something?
That is.
That doesn't apply to climate change, though. You know that, right? That doesn't apply to climate change.
We have
or anything.
all the facts are on the table.
All
with
the
that.
facts are on the table on climate change. We know everything there is to know about this planet and its climate. And we can control it if we just set our minds to it. So
we can't control anything else.
No, you can't. But we can control the climate. I don't know if you're aware of that.
When we go back to living like cavemen, then it'll be fixed.
hang on a
Everything's
second.
going to be nice and cool.
So the left wants us to accept that we can't count the votes in an election on the same day that they're cast.
Right.
But they do want us to believe that we can control the weather.
Yes.
100 years out.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a
we
problem
can't
with that?
control the weather. We can just make it better
Make
for
it better
humans
for
on
humans
Earth.
on
Yes.
Earth. Okay, cool. Very good.
Okay.
Wow, that's all right.
Now, this discovery means that we have to adapt our theories about the evolution of binary star systems.
Oh.
So if you had your theory of a
Jeffrey,
binary
there
star
goes-
system in exchange.
Jeffy's got
There
a
goes
pen
my-
and pad over there.
There goes my doctorate.
Yeah, you
right.
should have written it out, your theory in pencil, because now it's all in ink, and I see that you're going to have a lot of
Yeah, got to change it up.
crap.
reworking there.
Because, I mean, you've really been working on that for a while.
Yeah.
I change it, but I don't want to use whiteout. So
Because it's too racist.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good for you.
At least you're
Good for you.
You're evolving as a human.
Well,
No.
I'm writing about black holes. I don't want to use whiteout.
Anyway. Okay. Well, are you aware that law enforcement officials in Colorado have just arrested a transgender individual with a communist manifesto for allegedly planning mass shootings at schools and churches in the area?
Impossible, Pat.
Thank you.
Trans are perfect.
Thank you. Right. Well, okay, other than the 4 trans that we know of, well, I guess there was only 3 trans and 1 non-binary person who have performed these mass shootings lately. Just 3 trans, 1 non-binary, and then this one was planning to do the same thing. Can you imagine this? About like 5 of them in the last, 2 years? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Year or 2? It's just in the very recent past. That is a bit disproportionate. You talk about how many white males do this. There's a lot more white males than there are trans people.
I want to stop hearing about angry white males and start hearing about
kidding.
angry trans people. It's almost like they're mad at society and what society has done to them, and now they regret it and they want to take people out with them.
Well, we saw Riley Gaines was attacked. Right, the swimmer.
Oh, right.
Was in California in San Francisco, and the crowd rushed in after she was done speaking at some event at San Francisco University, And she posted a video on her Twitter account, which you can go see. And you see her being escorted down a hall and taken to safety by security because trans rights are human rights. 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 And nonstop through the entire thing. I just think, shut up. I got it. Okay. I'm sorry, what? Trans rights are human rights! Trans rights are human rights!
I think I got it. Yeah, I think we all got it. We have it.
And, I mean, there was a conservative speaker out at, I forget what university it was, and he's trying to explain to them in his presentation how, what free speech is, and like how
trans rights are human rights.
It's exactly
trans
what they did.
Human rights.
The entire time they formed a conga line. They wouldn't let him speak. They disrupted and just started dancing and doing all sorts of insane crap until they moved the event. You can't even have a conversation with these people.
Nope.
It's insanity.
Nope. Now, news of this arrest of this latest trans individual who was planning a mass shooting was made public on Thursday, so yesterday afternoon, but the arrest happened March 31st, just a few days after the transgender terrorist massacred 6 people in Nashville at the Christian school. The individual, is a biological male who goes by a different female name and uses she, her pronouns.
So mentally ill, okay.
The 19-year-old was charged with criminal attempt to commit murder in the first degree, 2 counts, criminal mischief, menacing, and interference with staff, faculty, or students of an educational institution. The suspect allegedly targeted Timberview Middle School, Prairie Hills Elementary, Pine Creek High School, and other targets were churches. Wow. A family member turned the suspect into police.
Wow.
Thank heaven.
No kidding.
This is what needs to happen when people are saying things like this. You gotta tell somebody so that this can be averted. So anyway, a family member turned the suspect into police, telling 911 that they had threatened to shoot up schools and had severe anger issues. A spokesperson for the 18th Judicial District Attorney's Office told local media that the suspect was in the process of transitioning. Police said the home had trash piled up all around the house to where it made it hard to walk inside, and that there were numerous containers filled with half-eaten food with mold growing inside. And numerous alcoholic beverage containers laying around the house, too. So not exactly a great housekeeper either.
So this person they're undergoing transitioning right now?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So shouldn't they, in theory, see the light at the end of the tunnel and think, oh, everything's going to be better when I transition? But apparently not the case, huh?
Apparently not. No.
Huh. It's almost like they regretted the decision and now they were angry. Again, I'm completely just filling in the blanks here.
Are you going to make me tell you that trans rights are human rights again?
No, we're not going to make you do that. No. Because I think you've made that clear. I do. I think you've really made that clear.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, trans rights are human rights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Is anybody trying to take away...
Trans rights are human rights!
Is anybody trying to take away trans rights?
Not that I know of.
I can't find the place.
We're simply telling you to leave kids alone.
Unless one of their rights is to perform drag shows in front of children or give them access to books about sex
at an inappropriate age.
How about the lap
3
dances
years old?
on 6-year-old girls? Is that okay? Or
No.
hater.
That's not okay.
Hater, right here.
That's not okay. No. Now, the suspect allegedly punched holes in the wall inside the house and ripped a door off the hinges.
Wow.
The suspect allegedly visibly shook his head, indicating yes when asked by law enforcement if he was going to shoot up a school. The suspect also said that he had been planning the attacks for over a month and had started planning and writing a manifesto. Evidence collected inside the home included the suspect's manifesto, The Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, and a notebook with suicidal ideations. Jeez, man. Wow. Not happy people, no. So many of them.
It's really sad.
The suspect allegedly researched how to 3D print firearms, made detailed lists of numerous people to target, gathered information about how to make bombs, and made commentary about notorious mass shooters, serial killers, and politicians. Mentally ill, perhaps?
Boy, thanks to the family member.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
For realizing that, this is an issue.
Yeah. Right. And letting somebody know about it.
Yeah.
And not after the fact. Well, yeah, I knew
probably should have said something.
I knew they were upset and angry, but I never thought that it would ever get to this. And thank heaven somebody wised up and took care of it.
Yes.
Jeez. All right, let me tell you about Eden Pure air purifiers. You can purify the air in your home. You can get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air. You can eliminate odors, kill mold and mildew, and bacteria and viruses, all with Eden Pure.
Oh, so like if you have like food cartons laying around with mold growing on them, Eden Pure will get that stank right out of the air.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, it will. Because it uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out the odors and air pollutants in your home and destroy them.
Let's say I had a house full of stuff.
Yeah. Where you could barely even walk through it.
Is it possible that I could buy more than one?
Yeah, you can get a 3-pack right now. And even more than that if you want, but you could get a 3-pack for under $200.
Nice.
So it's really nicely priced, too. And you just take these out of the box, plug them in, turn them on, and they work. And you don't have to worry about filters or changing them or anything. So with this special offer, you'll get 3 units for under $200. Go to EdenPureDeals.com. Put in the discount code PAT, and you save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code PAT. Shipping is free.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Well, Pat, I mean, there's a lot of doom and gloom. It's Friday. Can I get you into a pair of animal videos?
Well, because Jeffy is here and he loves them so much.
Oh, let's do it for Jeffy.
I say yes.
But trans rights are human rights.
Yeah.
Trans rights are human
rights. Animal rights, too, are also human rights.
Yeah, humans first.
No, wait.
Humans first.
Animal rights are animal rights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, we've got a German Shepherd that does squats along with his human parent.
He's like a gym rat. Watch this. Yeah. So.
Okay, you're gonna love this, Jeffy.
Yeah. See, the guy's doing. He's got the.
Okay, the guy is working out. He's doing squats.
Good stuff.
Or he's about to.
That dog.
And at the same time, the
Look
dog
at that
is.
Dog. That is awesome.
Okay, the dog's not really doing squats because he doesn't have any weights that he's
doesn't have a spotter. With. He doesn't have a spotter. That's why he can't do. That's awesome. I love dogs so much. How cool is that?
You love it, right, Jeffy?
Jeffy? Chime in.
Right?
Sad.
How's it sad? It's cute. It's adorable.
First of all, get your damn dog out of the gym.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Is he a service dog? He could be the
heaven
spotter.
forbid it's a service dog. You can't ask anything about that. They get to go everywhere. So
that's right.
That's
right.
The way it is.
Well, he didn't have the little sweater on or whatever.
You got to have the tag.
I tell you, man, you talk about a slippery slope. First, we got like a PetSmart. You could let your dogs in there.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they're at Home Depot. Then they're in the grocery store. Now they're at the gym. It's like, all right, come on.
Yep.
Stop.
They're everywhere. Also, there's a guy with cats playing, I don't know, some cat game with them. No, we're not done. There's one more that he wants to get to here. So
this is wild.
I mean, what the heck?
Watch this.
Look at this. Oh, wow.
Huh?
Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at the dog.
That cat is...
See what happened there?
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Then the other cat falls in the garbage. Come on. How does that happen, Pat? How did both of those incredible events
happen?
One being a goalie, one knocking the other one into the bucket.
You got me. I don't know how that happened, but it was incredible.
You think it's real?
Am I right?
Incredible. Yes,
incredible.
That's the word. Incredible.
Think it's real?
I don't know. If it is real, it's there's a lot going on there.
Mm-hmm. I don't look at this.
Watch one more time.
Okay.
Because Jeffy loves it.
Let's
You
see
got the
that
badminton, right?
Badminton with the shuttlecock.
There you go.
All right.
Oh, look at that. Nice kick.
Yeah.
Kick save.
And then
He hits it back. And then this one.
that one missed it, but then
missed it.
ejects
But then we
the
like
cat.
it because he screwed up and missed it, but then he hit the trash can. And
What are your
up
thoughts,
the
Jeffy?
other cat goes.
I think
into
that's
the other trash can.
that's legit. That video.
No, that's great.
It's great, right? Yeah.
Oh, it has to be real.
No, you love these
Has to
even
be
more than
real.
I do, I
Oh,
think.
man.
That's what I'm sensing. Are you sensing that, Keith?
I'm absolutely
I think
sensing that.
he loves them even more than I
cannot
do.
tell you, so many of these stupid things end up in my feed because I watch them on the show.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
I'm
you
happy
appreciate it,
I
right?
do appreciate
you do,
them.
you love
I
it.
do appreciate
You love
them.
it. Jeffy
Did y'all
loves
hear
it.
that?
Keep them coming.
Did y'all hear that?
Keep the
do
animal
appreciate-
videos
Oh, man.
coming
So what
into
you're
his
going to
feed.
want
I would
to
love
do
to see
is, of course, tag at Keith Malinak.
You don't need to tag me. They just show up.
But then
My
you,
algorithm
Then you
says,
just
"Oh, he's
tag
talking about
at
animal
Jeffy
videos."
JFR because, well, he loves them, as we've established.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Clearly loves them. I mean, he can't get enough
You
of
see
them.
the cat's looking out the window. So it's just agony.
Wait, tell me. Now I'm invested in this description. A cat is looking out the window. Then what happens?
They show the cat with the window partly open and his head's peeking out. Me when the neighbors are fighting. It's so yeah. They showed the cat stretched out.
Yeah, clearly that didn't make the cut.
Out the window. No, it did not.
Stupid.
Shouldn't have made the cut like these. Shouldn't have made.
I do like the one with the cat trying to keep the kid from going out the window or whatever that is. You know, the little kid.
Yeah, Rockstar. Yeah,
the
good.
cat keeps.
That's good.
It saves the kid.
It saves the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the cat's name Trump?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, then you have to love it. Mm-hmm. You have to love it.
The cat would take a bullet for the kid. You know that, right?
Say it.
I think he
Take
would.
a bullet for him.
I think it would.
Yeah. Earlier this week, we talked about research showing that plants yell
Yeah.
or something
Yeah, yeah.
when
Make a
they're,
noise
when they're
or something.
hurt.
Yeah.
So PETA now is saying vegetarians might start eating only fruit that falls off trees.
Oh, because they're already dead.
Yeah.
They've already given up
Yeah.
on life, so now it's okay
Right.
to go and eat them.
Right? So they're going to be fruitarians, I guess.
Man, that's a weird group right there.
PETA's vice president of programs, Alyssa Allen,
Love her.
said the jury is still out on whether plants feel pain. If we discover that they can, we may all become fruitarians.
I think I thought we already discovered that.
Eating only what falls from the tree.
Well,
if they're screaming when they get
Yeah.
hurt, I'd say they feel pain,
Yeah.
right?
And I would say that you should, if you're a fruitarian, or what is it again? You should probably respect the fruit, and you don't want to desecrate it by eating it after it's dead. I think you should just starve to death.
Oh,
I think
nice.
You need to just.
Okay.
No, I don't
mess
want you
with
to
it.
It's
starve.
another way to go.
I don't listen. Me personally,
It's another way to go.
I don't want them to starve to death, but just don't eat.
Okay, I think we've solved the issue there.
It's insane. That
Can you
want
imagine
them to
they're
starve to death.
standing
It's
there?
So mean.
They're standing there under the tree. Come on, Apple. I'm starving. Please fall. Please just give up on life so I can
I
have
will
it.
say they're awful good though. My aunt used to have a pear tree, and the pears that fell on the ground, man, they were super ripe and I guess really dead, and they were good.
Okay.
And they
Were you
good.
ever outside? Did you find yourself outside when they fell?
Yes.
And if so, did
Yeah.
you hear them screaming as on their way
Yeah,
down?
No. No.
Help me! Help me! Ow! Have we discovered that that's what they say?
Yeah.
Ow,
I think,
on the way down?
well, it's not. Okay,
Apple, is that you?
don't be ridiculous. They don't speak English. Okay.
Oh.
It's some other
Okay.
weird language. I don't know.
All right, great.
I'm trying to decide if I heard them scream, would it deter me from eating them?
No. I
No.
mean, does it deter you from
Wait,
eating
detour?
a pig when it squeals after its throat's being cut?
No.
Or while its throat's being cut?
No.
Or when a cow is slaughtered for food?
No.
No, it doesn't deter any of us who eat meat. So I certainly wouldn't care if a plant screams when you hurt it.
We need
You don't care.
We need an interview with a plant to tell us what's going on here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. That is a good idea.
We need a
fantastic
microphone.
idea.
We need a camera crew, and I want to see somebody interviewing a tomato plant.
And I want to hear the sound.
Yeah.
Why haven't we heard the sound
Yeah,
yet?
don't be hitting us with this without
Show
the
me.
evidence, because that's
Show
what they
me.
claim, that they
Right.
make a sound. Well, then you should have that audio available for your paper.
It's got to be. It's a dog whistle. We're not going to be able to hear it as humans.
Well,
it's still there. Yeah.
Yes, they did say it is at a frequency humans can't hear.
Of course.
Oh, how convenient.
Isn't that convenient?
Uh-huh.
Exactly. On Monday, we're going to talk about this single mother of 5 who filed a lawsuit against the Oregon Department of Human Services for allegedly denying her adoption application because of her religious beliefs.
Oh, she a Satanist?
Wow. No.
Yeah.
No, she's a Christian. She's a Christian. And apparently she's a single mom who lost her husband in a car crash 6 years ago. And she's tried to adopt children, but she was denied because her Christian beliefs would not allow her to respect, accept, and support the sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression of the children in her care. Oh, man. Oh, it is one thing after another now.
Trans rights are human rights.
Thank you.
That
Thank
pendulum, the societal pendulum.
Oof. Yeah, it's going to swing back hard. All right, we'll see you Monday.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.